My previous career, I taught science, mostly chemistry, in Detroit public schools. I retired in 2003. 2012, my wife and I were on a cruise up the east coast of Canada. During the cruise, my voice started getting progressively worse, very hoarse. Got back, sought medical attention, got referred to the ENT department at Report Hospital. My doctor looked at my situation, pretty sure I had scarring on my vocal cords, due to acid reflux. Scheduled the surgery to remove the scar tissue. In the recovery room, he told me he was wrong. There was something else going on, and he had taken a sample, biopsied it, got the results back from the lab. There was a tumor growing in there. Rescheduled me for another surgery, because I told him my main concern was saving my voice. Prior to all this, I had a very unique and powerful voice. I could project without trying. I could be really loud without trying. Some people called me Mr. Radio because I had one of those DJ voices. Did not want to lose that voice. So went into surgery. He did his very best to get the tumor out. Took about 5 hours. Took a little sample. It was on my right vocal cord. I don't know, just under it. Took the sample and kept cutting until the margins came back clear. Everything looked good for about 3 months. And then it came back again. At this point, he recommended a total laryngectomy, which would have meant I was going to lose my voice. So I went to the tumor board, talked to all the doctors. I opted to try radiation and chemotherapy first. So I did 7 weeks of radiation chemotherapy. First 4 weeks were okay. By the end of the 4th week, I started to feel really crappy. It progressively got worse. I couldn't even drive myself. So I had to have my family drive me in. Between the 4th week and the 7th week, I went from 240 pounds to 130 pounds. I wasn't sick. I just totally lost interest in eating, which was remarkable for me. I like to eat. Anyway, so once again, tumor was gone for a while. About the 3rd visit, like 3-4 months later, he looked down my throat, and his first words were, "Oh shit, it's back." It was back in a different place. Not only was it back, it was growing very aggressively. He said within 2 weeks, I would not be able to breathe. It was getting so big. So then I had to go in for the total laryngectomy. That was, of course, not pleasant. When he did the surgery, unbeknownst to me, he had done a transesophageal puncture and put the prosthesis in. But he didn't tell me. He didn't want me to try to talk. So I went 6 months after that. Had I known this was in here, I would have been talking. Eventually, he gave me permission to start using it. And basically, that's my basic medical story on that. When I came back from that last surgery, though, I was really depressed. Every night I went to bed pretty sure I wasn't going to wake up in the morning. That went on for about 4 or 5 months, till I finally figured out. Didn't matter what I thought, I kept waking up in the morning. So I guess I was going to do that for a while. So that's my story on that. When they do a total laryngectomy, they cut out your voice box. They separate your esophagus from your trachea. So now I breathe through here. I can still eat the normal way. The upside is I can't choke to death. Because even if food gets stuck there, I can breathe. So Unlike the rest of you, I can eat and breathe at the same time. I can't eat and talk though, but I can eat and breathe. Long time prior to that, I became a student of Zen. Zen teaches you to live for the day. You know, you have no future, you have no past. All you have are your memories and the present. So I just tried to stick to that idea. It took a while, but eventually I came around to that. If I was going to wake up in the morning, then I was going to live my day. Each day I tried to accomplish a little bit more. And it was a struggle. But every day I was able to get up, do a little bit more, until eventually I was doing pretty good. Limited, but didn't feel like I was going to die the next day. So that really helped me out. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to treat you. You're going to feel terrible. Probably some of the worst, physical, even mental. But you will get better. You will be able to you'll never get back to your old life. That's not going to happen. There is no such thing as recovery from this. All you do is you get as well as you can and move on. And just live your life as best you can that way. So that's what I would tell them. You're going to feel horrible, but you will get better. In a peacetime, no treatment, the tumor will kill you. The main thing is to be persistent, because you're not going to want to eat. Some people get really nauseous, throw up a lot. That didn't happen to me. But as I said, I just lost total interest in eating. Food did not appeal to me. You have to overcome that and eat anyway. And it just takes a while. You can't overcome it. Once you're done with the radiation, the following month after that is the worst time. But you will get better. You will recover. So the main thing is to focus on that idea. You feel crappy now, but it's not permanent. You will recover. I mean, you will get feeling better. Like I say, recovery is kind of iffy. Yeah, I can't swim anymore. I go in the water, but only up to here. And my doctor recommended I not go on small boats, because if I fall in the water, I will drown. Yeah, a life jacket won't keep me up high enough. They do make one. I haven't found it yet. But you need to keep your throat above water. So I had to give up boating, which I used to sail with my brother. So I had to give that up. And when I would eat with people, I was quite a conversationalist. Now, I'm a really good listener, because I cannot eat and talk. I try, as they can attest to. Sometimes it gets messy. So those were actually the two most limiting things different. The worst part, though, was the psychological impact. That time period when I really thought I was going to die. I had never had that feeling before. I've always been kind of an optimist. I wasn't very optimistic for a while, and that philosophically affected me. And now, I can see that you can think what you want. Your body makes up its mind what it's going to do. So even though you think you're going to die, if your body says, nope, you're not going to die. I was surprised after the surgery, of course I was surprised after the radiation that I lost interest in eating. But the thing that surprised me the most coming out of this was how other people treated me. I really expected to have some negativity. Every single person, family member or stranger, was amazingly accommodating. When I went to stores to buy stuff, I had to write out what I wanted because they wouldn't let me talk. And I was surprised at Best Buy, at the grocery store. People went way out of their way to help me. People in line let me go ahead. The only time I had a negative experience, I was waiting at the drugstore to pick up a prescription. A little girl came down the aisle, took one look at me, and just started crying. Scared the hell out of her, apparently. But otherwise, most kids were very curious. They would look at that hole or my Larry plug, and they just want to know, how come? What's going on? Why do you have that? And that was kind of interesting. Kids are very, they ask questions without judgment. So, adults will ask, what did you do to get this? The kids just want to know, what happened to you? So that was a big surprise. Socially, I was still accepted. I was surprised by that. Well, I basically realized I could be productive again. After retirement, I ran a small computer building business, and I was doing photography. And the photography thing kind of became more important to me, in that I was getting a lot more enjoyment. And my friends and family were pushing me do portrait photography, pictures of their kids, graduation, prom, all that sort of thing. Once I got over this death thing, then I realized I could go back to being who I wanted to be. And that was pretty cool. Still is. What I would tell them is, don't focus on what you can't do. Find the things you can do. Work on that. Because when you do that, every day you'll find you can do a little bit more. And the more you're able to accomplish for yourself or your friends and family, the better you feel about yourself. You sort of get used to I guess you might call it the new normal. And the fact that everyone around me was so accepting, to the point that they made fun of me a lot of times. Especially when I couldn't talk and I had to write, they thought that was hilarious. For me, because as you can tell, I'm a talker. So yeah, that was, so the thing is, you just have to overcome the idea that you're going to be, I have a disability, and it's going to negatively impact your life. You're going to have a disability, but it's your choice as to whether it's a negative or you can overcome that. And be positive. Positive is always the best choice. What I ended up doing when I was socializing, I would pick the youngest person there and have them read what I wrote. They became my voice. So I found that a pretty good idea. Because otherwise you're just waving a notepad in front of people. Not as effective. So I would pick one of my younger friends, read this, and they would speak for me. And that worked. That worked, got me through a lot of conversations. So that's one thing. The other thing is, try not to have too high of an expectation of what you can do. Do what you can, but don't be upset if you're not perfect at it. It takes a while. Everybody accommodates their issues in a different way. But the key is, there are ways to accommodate it. It's important to understand that you mostly can figure this stuff out. It may not seems very overwhelming at first, but you take it just one little piece at a time. From getting up and brushing your teeth before you lay back down, to actually getting in the car and start driving again. Everything is like a little step, and you have to follow that regimen. If you do that, you'll come out a lot better. Like I say, it's easy to focus on what you can't do. Figure out what you can do. Two things happened in this last year. Because this is all scar tissue back there, I had very little feeling in my throat. The scar tissue began to close off. So you'd be eating and you think you're swallowing until you suddenly realize nothing's going down. And you got a little piece of something stuck in there. And you got a mouthful of food. You gotta leave the room and clear that out. Otherwise you're gonna make a mess when you try to cough it up. Probably notice I get up and walk away sometimes. That's why. I went through a stretching procedure last fall. It worked really well for about 3 months. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to talk again because they increased that. In order for this thing to work, it vibrates the esophagus. Well, they stretched it out. So there was too much distance. Now I can talk, but I'm right back to where I was. The scar tissue is shrunk out again. So my mantra now is, like you got taught as a child, you gotta chew like 20 times before you swallow. If I don't, it gets stuck. So that's the other thing. Oh, the second thing. When you have radiation in the neck, about 3 years after you're done, you come down with a condition called radiation fibrosis, which makes your neck muscles cramp up really bad periodically. So I've had to deal with that. And there's not much treatment for it. Everybody that gets radiation, don't say you want to go see your dentist. You gotta tell them, you have to go see your dentist. You have to get real serious dental care. You have to use high fluoride mouth rinse and toothpaste because the radiation is going to kill some of your teeth. And when I wasn't eating, I didn't think about oral hygiene. I didn't pursue it. So when I finally got back to the dentist, I had like 18 cavities. 3 of my molars just rotted and fell out. And another one of my teeth just broke off the other day. So it's still an issue. And it's kind of expensive to get all that stuff replaced. Like I say, it's kind of expensive. Now the saliva issue was a really main issue. Right up until the time they let me start eating. Well, I had a tube and I had a feeding tube. And all during that time, I was using that. That's why I wasn't paying attention to my teeth. So during that time, because of the radiation, I had no spit. It was totally gone. So I got the brand name with their lozenges and gum and stuff that I use. That did help out. Eventually, my saliva glands recovered. So now I'm pretty much free of that. But for a while, it was an issue. Probably part of why my teeth got so bad. Like I say, I can't go in small boats. Can't swim in my pool. I can wade in it. But I can do just about everything else. Part of it is an attitude. Part of it is I just got better. And in fact, since January, my level of body energy has gone back to, I would say I'm about 98% of where I was before all this happened. Now I can stay up late. I can get a lot of stuff done where before, because I would tire out so quick, that, I had to limit my expectations as to what I could do. When people ask me what happened, I don't tell them I had cancer. I tell them I had a tumor. Cancer is what you, at least for this situation, cancer is what you get when treatment fails. They were running a series of commercials a year or two ago, anti-smoking commercials. I understand that. They had a laryngectomy. Guy talking about his issues, right? What I didn't like was there's not a single doctor that can look at your tumor and tell you why you got it. There are statistical things, but they can't tell you what caused that to it. It's not your fault. You may or may not have done something that caused it, but it's not your fault.